So, we join back in today. Antliff, I need a wisdom save.
Oh, lovely.
We
All
are
right.
in the skies, or rather, the
Do I
ocean
need
layer
one
above
thing?
Van
Hit the ground
Haven.
running.
It's a wisdom save.
Alright. Only an 8.
Only an 8? Okay, I'll say that this time you're slightly more aware of what is happening. The last time we spoke with Antliff, something happened, and you zoned in halfway through a conversation that you weren't really conscious of. This time, you felt yourself coming under something else's control, and as you stood at the doors of this cathedral watching the city that is your birthright burning and being sieged, for a good long while you were telling people on what felt like your own accord, like the history of this place, its lore, its inhabitants. Specifically, I
Okay.
think you came into focus. Sort of like this is like a hazy sort of like mirror. You're not even yourself, really.
Okay. Yeah. Like an out of body experience.
Yeah. You sort of like zoned into focus and you almost sort of like wrenched back control when you were forced to describe the situations on the outskirts of the town. And
Okay.
at the sign of weakness, the angels around this place were initially very much into the idea of attacking them too. However, you watched as Sabrael stopped them and specifically made them target the inner city.
Okay.
The evening fades in. It is mostly, I guess it's just like huge clouds of dust dying down in the water. It is
That's
eerie.
blood. Lots of blood.
Yes, lots of blood, and just like a horrible scent in the ocean. And it is at that time that you sort of like gain control of yourself again. All of your senses coming back online, and you are just back in the moment. I have to ask, in this church, looking down at your city, is it again? Most of it is just sort of like crumbling down into the vent itself now. What are you doing?
I think Anlith is conflicted. Has Anlith never really wanted to rule Van Haven? Like, if it was something that would have to happen, she would want to end as soon as possible. And hello, microphone?
Yeah, son, don't worry.
Okay. But she's like, wow, she doesn't think everyone in that castle deserved what happened. Even if they were, well, some of them definitely were probably servants. They are probably just normal people keeping their head low. And
Yeah,
it's also just like gone. It's like gone, like really rubble, like the type of rubble that there's not going to be much left to like learn from even.
at this point in time,
A lot of history lost.
the layered history of Vent Haven looks like it is, for the most part, just rotting away. The only thing that's going to be left after this is the outer city.
Huh?
And you just watching it happen, I guess.
Yeah, there's not much I can do.
You're kind
still
of
stuck in
not
this
being
church.
supervised. No one's really sort of like watching over you at all.
No one's watching over me.
No. Like most
I
of the
see
angels are out
the-
just tearing this place apart.
Okay. I want to look for the like the anti-magic circle. What was blocking me from like using my magic?
Right now, it would appear nothing is blocking you. Unless you'd like to have a little look aroundsy. With a look aroundsy check.
Yeah, I'll do a little look around and see. It's what I'm good at. And I should. Oh, I'm a whore. I shouldn't open my mouth. Every time I try to do a perception check, it fails straight flat.
No? Is that a 1?
Yeah, that's a nat one. I don't see shit.
You don't see shit. You are not being watched. You are not being observed. There is
All right.
no one about except the figure who's been piloting the cathedral, who appears to have just fallen asleep in chair.
Okay. Okay. Can I attempt to summon my blade?
Yeah.
Okay. What role was that? Charisma.
Yeah, I'll let you do it with a charisma.
All right. That is a bit better. That is dirty 20.
Okay. I imagine that you do this kind of slowly so that you don't get massively hurt in the effort.
Yeah.
The Sword of Lies does come out.
Okay. How is the carnival still there? Can I see out from the windows?
You're sort of like looking at the windows out there.
Okay.
There seems to be fireworks going off near the carnival.
Probably the grungs celebrating, even though they don't really understand what's going on.
With
They don't have
your
the context.
keen elf eyes, I'll say you're probably able to spot the vanguard there on the outskirts of the carnival. And you know what? I'm going to say that this probably happens around now. There is a sort of... It almost looks like a mirage hits the carnival for a second. And then it is engulfed in this sort of like purple glow. And it's like it was never there. In an instant, the sort of like air bubble around it just sort of like vanishes. The ocean comes in and it destroys the vanguard.
Okay. There's only the pilot in the cathedral. Shit. Okay, so I can't retreat. I can't figure out how to go to the carnival. Can I inspect the mechanism while the pilot is sleeping? Can I just like look over it?
Yeah. It is a really wild looking organ. It looks like this sort of like ancient, sort of like ornate piece of like arcane kit. And then there's just like infernal and celestial sort of like runes just sort of like on the keys themselves.
I know neither of those languages.
That's unfortunate.
Actually, let me pull up. I do have Amlet's files. No, that's the hyena thinking about mozzarella sticks. Why does Apple do this?
What?
A hyena thinking about mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. Alright. I just want to double check. I think it's Aquan, Sylvan, Elven, and Common. Yes. Okay, I don't know how to play an organ specifically, but I still get to use my performance.
Okay.
Let's see. How is he like hooked up to the mechanism? Because you said before he looks like kind of like bound and prisoner of it.
He's got a collar around his neck, and it is chained just to like the organ itself. And as you're this close, I'll tell you now that the person in front of you is a demon.
Okay, but he's captured, obviously. Like it's like, let's see. I'm really thinking about just hijacking this thing. You know what? Zabriel's going to probably fight me, and he can probably chase up to this cathedral. But at least I can interrupt the plans for a little bit in this chaos. I'm going to Can I break the chain with my sword?
Uh, you can roll me an attack to see how well that goes.
That is a 24.
And how about damage?
Look at my dice roll. All right. It's going to be 9 plus 8, 17.
Okay. I think you make a solid dent in this thing.
That's going to
And,
wake him up, though.
Yeah, he does wake up and he just kind of looks up at you. And he just like yawns and just like, yeah, I really wouldn't do that if I was you. You're that sea elf Andlif, right?
Yes. And who are you?
In times long past, I was known as Maestro. In times present, I am known as Maestro. And he offers you a hand.
Okay.
You
Why
shake
don't
it?
you? I guess I'm shaking his hands.
Excellent, nothing happens.
Why aren't you exactly eager to escape?
Well, I listen, the world out there is kind of, I guess the best way of putting it is I'm kind of used to the world outside of this thing being dead. And it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, really lively out there. If I concentrate, I can still hear the screams. But no. I think in front of this organ is my place.
Really?
Well, it's my cathedral.
You mean it's that angel Zabriel's cathedral?
Well, he says it's his cathedral, but it's mine. I mean,
You.
the angels can scrub all they want. They can't get all of my names off of this place.
Oh. Okay, so are you opposed to just driving this out from under them? Like, how do they transport it? Like, we were in hell once. I remember you woke up and we were fighting in hell. How does this?
Okay.
How does this thing maneuver?
I'll give you the basic rundown. But imagine this thing as a knife,
Okay.
and imagine reality as someone that you can stab with a knife.
Oh, dear.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Listen,
Yeah, I get it.
I'm very opposed to moving this thing right now. Sabriel, he's fast
Yeah.
and relentless. I tried to move this thing once before. I moved it all the way from the mortal plane up to the highest of the heavens. It took him 1 minute.
How many jumps can this thing make, or stabs, in a time frame?
Takes about an
How,
hour.
how does he track you guys? Takes an hour. Yeah.
I asked him how he tracked us himself, and he said that he couldn't. He just looked everywhere.
I think Amleth is a bit horrified on her face. It's like, oh, the fuck
Listen,
do we?
what's gonna happen next? It's gonna be scary, it's gonna be horrible, it's gonna be horrifying. But you need to understand something. It's better in here than being out there. And it's better being a part of this cathedral than being a part of the dying world.
Dying world, is this okay? So, like, trying to figure out where you guys came from. It was a dying world, but more than just like a world. It was like the whole planar planes, the whole shebang. So, are you from the future? Or are you from like in some alternate world? Are you or like Solaria? We have a Solaria.
Yeah, that is
Oh,
that is exactly it. I mean, well, kind of all of those things, really. We're from a place called Solaria, but like long in the future in Solaria. And I'm pretty sure we're either in the future or past of Solaria. I wouldn't know. I don't know how to get there.
okay.
It's not a physical part of this world. I'll say about now, there is just a sort of like fizzle behind you,
Yeah.
and you are no longer alone in this church. Sabrael is just back, and he goes over to Maestro and is like, "Here, I brought you something," and just hands him a bottle of really fine-looking Aquan booze. And then he just looks at you and is
What
like,
alcohol would the elf drink? I think it would be like wine.
"It would probably be wine, yeah." And they'd probably have to drink it really weirdly.
Yeah. No, you kind of just like breathe it in through your gills, I guess. I don't know.
We vaporize it.
You vaporize.
But no, then he just like immediately looks at you and is just like, "Your friends were here. I thought you should know.
Yeah.
The ones that I kind of stole you away from. You know, Captain Aether and crew. I hate to say
Thanks
it,
for
but it kind of
reminding-
looks like you've been replaced."
Replace.
They totally killed my hound. It was sad. But I don't know. It kind of annoys me that they don't feel any stronger about it. You know what I'm saying here? And like, we're right here, you're right here, right in front of them. They didn't even bother trying to come and get you. How does that?
They-
How do you feel about that, generally speaking? Because I'd be super mad. I don't know about you or like how sea elves think. I never met one.
How would they know I'm in here? How would they know I'm even alive?
I don't know. Good question. Would they know that you're still alive?
Anna is not going to answer.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to assume that if they saw this cathedral, and if they were your friends, they would be like, "Damn, that cathedral over there has my friend in it, or at least killed my friend. I'm going to go fuck them up." Guess what? They're gone.
Are you trying to convince me to
No,
join
I'm just
whatever?
giving you the facts. The convincing comes later. I'm just telling you what's happened. Your friends have left you. I should have got a second bottle of booze. You must be really upset right now.
I'm not. I'm not going to drink. I don't drink anymore.
Whatever you say.
Okay, let's see. He's actually kind of like oblivious. Can I just ask him where the anti-magic circle is?
What,
Or
Sabra?
anti-magic rooms? Yeah, I'm just going to ask him that straight up and just hope he like reflexively answers.
Do you want to roll like a roll on this, or do you want to just see?
Persuade? Yeah, can I try to just persuade him or deception? I don't know.
Yeah, whichever. Fuck it.
Alright. I really should have made the amethyst cheat sheet. I wasn't expecting to be using her on stream.
I just like having endless intermissions to remind you all.
All right. So that is an 18.
18. He just looks at you and he just like points right at your head.
Shit.
You know what? I
They're
think he's
like
gonna poke your head. I think he just pokes your head.
Yeah.
It's the fingers in your brain.
Fingers. What? You stuck the fingers in my brain?
No, God, I wouldn't put fingers in anyone's brain unless I was punching him really hard. No, 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 no. That's what I rely on the Lunar Angels for. The twin sisters of deception, the last Lunar Angels. Sun wins in the end, by the way. But I should let you know that. Except the one
So
here is
that-
real quiet.
So that's why I'm going into these weird trances where I'm telling you things that I wouldn't normally tell you.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the angels puppeting your brain. I could stop doing that now, though. I've really just kind of got everything I need from you. So I guess I'm going to
Really?
ask, do you want to die right now, or would you like to keep living?
I'd much prefer to keep living. I don't think I have more of your choice in the matter.
All right, then. And with that, he adopts a fighting stance, and we cut back to the regular crew.
So that's when I said, that's not my beak.
The Discord.
You guys were having fun. But yeah, cutting back to Yolstadov. You were here. The compass pointed south for what was it, Derbyburg you were looking for? The greatest pirate who
Yeah.
ever lived? Yeah.
Yeah, we are
and
looking for.
it is just pointing sort of like straight south. Or like a little wavy south. Regardless, it's gonna be at least a couple days journey before you're in the Khan's realm proper.
Okay. So, resting up completely and everything.
Yeah, you have your new ship, which belongs to Clink. Correct.
Yeah.
And
Why are
what's
you
it named?
two so weird about who owns the ship and who's the captain of the ship? It's
I'm
a
not worried
ship.
about it. I just own the ship.
No, you two are weird. I'm just pointing at Clink and Atera. It's a ship. It's a vehicle. Just use it
For what?
to boat things, sail.
We are sailing.
Oh, yeah. Well, so why are you being weird about like what's its name and who's the captain and who owns it?
Oh boy, where do I even start with this one?
First of all, it's
Yeah,
simple.
that's
I
two
own it. I own it. Captain Natera is captaining it. And its name is whatever it was before because it's bad luck to rename a ship.
What was the name before again? I forgot.
Might as well just be the sea urchin to keep things simple. They wanted sea urchin
Oh, yeah.
for poison. It was coincidental. You got sea urchin for urchin.
Right then,
Let's put this one back on.
for me. Okay, Al. The reason we are being weird about this is because whatever you serve on a ship, there has to be a chain of command because everyone on the ship needs to work together to make sure the ship runs smoothly.
Why don't they run it like a clan? You have your elders, and then you have your workers, or not really workers. What do we use? You have your adults, and then you have your children.
That's kind of how it works. So think of the captain as the elder.
You're too young.
Just okay. Imagine it that I'm an elder. The elder is the one that gives wisdom and direction to the rest of the clan, right? Right.
Okay.
The captain does the same thing.
But why did you get to be captain?
This is
Well-
my ship, and I said, she's the captain.
Yes.
Okay.
The
Seems
captain-
more like a government. I don't like those.
Atira
Out of
kinda-
all, out
I
of
just like
all
walk
four of
away.
us, out of all four of us here, one of us is, I think, dead but not dead. I don't know if they've ever sailed before in their life. I have never asked. One of them is a rat. One of them is me, and one of them has
Who's
been a
the
captain
rat?
before.
There is also 16 miscellaneous crewmen who have not
16?
been named.
I thought we hired 2.
Alright.
Oh, we
I
also.
think Al is
we also
going to
have
go
the-
like talk and figure out the other. Did Meryl come with us? I don't remember from last
Yes,
one.
she
but-
did.
Okay.
I was going to say that Kaelig was going to ingratiate himself with the other crewmen from the original.
Yeah.
And by ingratiate, he's going to unintentionally scare the shit out of them just with his presence.
I hear you like to play bones. I like bones.
I think Al will also end up accidentally scaring people because they are very silent and sneaky. So it's like you're just there, and then suddenly you're getting talked to by like a sub 3-foot ferret.
What is a good amount of crew for a frigate to have?
You know, I should probably do more research on this stuff.
I think
1
16
second.
just misc guys is.
That's like a skeleton crew probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can see that. Like,
We were shoving off pretty quick, so.
You've got 16 miscellaneous guys plus your regular crew.
75.
Yeah, so we're just gonna say that like you're mend enough.
yeah, there's also like experience, like the miscellaneous crew members and 2 plus the NBC crew. They're like experienced at this point. They know what's going on. You only have 2 people who don't know what's going on, really. And even then, I don't know about Kaelig, so
Quink, you're still adding the runes across the ship, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then we don't need to have all the crew. We can have the runes do most of the work.
Okay, like you said, you were sort of like introducing yourself formally to everyone.
Yeah, I think he's going to start with what's the name of the doctor again?
Sally.
Selly. I think he's going to start with Selly first.
Mm-hmm. You're just gonna walk up and take your mask off and be like,
No, I think he's just so. Kaelig doesn't walk because he doesn't like the sound that his bony feet make when they walk across anything. So he just levitates like 2 inches off of the ground at all times.
Get bro some boots.
Give bro some boots. So, unless Selly is looking at the doorway, I'm guessing, she does not realize that Kaelig has entered the room.
no, she's been setting up a entire new infirmary below decks. Now that there's the space for it. And yeah, she's probably still just like sort of like opening up backpacks and sort of like laying out items on shelves as you come in.
Kaelig is just silently watching just to make certain that his information is accurate.
Yeah, he just you just watch as she takes out this weird looking powder like you've never seen before and just sort of like tosses it aside. Just getting
Sure,
some balls and
doctor.
stuff out. Oh, hello? Sorry, I didn't hear you come in. Can I help you with anything?
I am merely introducing myself.
Oh, I see, I see. Is it you're one of the ones who came in with the captain, Atira, right?
Yes.
I didn't really get all of the details on what went down, but I heard you played some pivotal part in it, so thanks for making sure that thank you for making sure that the captain and Clink got back safe.
I did only what was right.
She just gives you a sort of like warm, kind of sad smile.
Forgive me for saying this, but I will not be requiring your services in the future.
Oh, I understand some people are real sort of stubborn about their health. I get you. If there's
You don't understand. He pulls his sleeve back just to reveal his entire skeletal arm.
yeah, I can't help you with that.
What if he gets a broken bone?
I saw my buddy or an old friend of the crew, Salazar, a while back. He used to be a skeleton just like you, and he got flesh, if that's something that you were wondering about.
Used to be.
Yeah, I'm really not sure.
I got
Give me a
weird.
lot to think about.
Yeah, there's there's plenty of mysterious things out there. Here's hoping mysterious non-violent things for a while.
We'll leave you to your work.
Thanks. I'll see you around. What was it again? Sorry.
Kalig.
Kalig. Gotcha. And you actually see as she makes a note of that.
He just leaves, thinking to himself, what progressive
Okay.
times? They have a woman doctor.
I was so ready to be serious, and you say this shit. No. Okay. Lock in. All right. I think for the
I love how Ginger. Sorry, I gotta mention it. Ginger can't not play a character who's at least somewhat sexist.
He's pleasantly surprised that in this day and age they allow women to be doctors.
A woman
So
in
is
the
he like
military.
that were, like pro
Oh,
women
woman,
doctors
the
in his
military.
time? Are we making him not sexist or more like minorly sexist?
I'm not gonna
Not
lie to you. I think
sexist.
Kalig was sheltered. There were women doctors in every time.
So wait, did Kalig have any thoughts about a female captain?
Oh shit.
Like that, I'm really proud of these times. I think you totally deserve your station.
We're warlords
Oh.
400 years ago. They couldn't
Ah,
be doctors,
women.
though.
A woman doctor, a woman captain, oh, a woman book smart person. Oh, this is a fascinating
A
time.
lot of intellectual women.
I think
Oh,
for the
God.
sake,
People
of-
would pay for this experience being on a boat with them.
I think Elle will go to the same people after Kalig. So now Elle's going to Sally.
Okay.
Jelly.
You're just sort of
Ow.
like shadowing.
Elle would
Kalig
totally
around.
call her Shelly.
You're sort of like shadowing around Kalig, seeing him introducing himself and being like, "Aha, I should do that," kind of.
Yeah. Can I kind of peek up on her table of like what kind of like medicinal herbs? Because I am trained in medicine. I do have some herbs from the other place in other times.
Yeah. You can do a little medicine check.
Alright. That is a medicine of 14 plus 6. So dirty 20.
This is the most well-stocked doctor you've ever seen in your life.
Wow, you have a lot of stuff.
Oh, rat!
I'm not a rat. Please don't call me a rat.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. I didn't see you come in with the others.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very silent.
I'm sorry. I should be used to this by now. We used to have a talking bird. It's a whole story. Is there anything I can help you with?
You have a talking bird up there. She has a crown.
No, she used to be smaller.
Wow. She grew really big then.
It was a whole thing.
I noticed you have a lot of herbs. It looks really well stocked, but you don't have some of the, common ones.
What do you mean the common ones?
I'm going to empty out my herb pouch of plants that are from my time and age.
She just kind of like goes through them and she's like, I have never seen any of these before in my life. Have you been to the Feywild?
No, the Feywild was dead when I was there.
Oh.
Been to the bird dimension though.
We don't have a dimension. Don't ask about the bird dimension.
Oh, I should probably let you in. I'm Elle. I met your friends when they opened up a time portal, letting the evil angels into this
I'm
world.
going to stop you right
And then
there.
I fell out after.
I'm going to stop you right there. I'm a doctor. I'm the ship's doctor. And if the captain says you're okay, I am perfectly fine to heal you. My job is complicated enough, keeping track of so many different people and medicines as it is. So I'm going to ignore the part about the time travel, and she just offers you her hand.
Okay.
Are you shaking the hand? Do you know how to
Yeah.
shake a hand? Okay.
I know how to
You know
shake
how
a
to
hand.
shake a
Okay,
hand.
Elle is not fucking that stupid.
Okay, you're not Bumpkin. They had handshaking in what remains of Solaria.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
do you
nothing
need like a
remains
checkup
right
or
now.
anything right now?
No. I just want to see how stocked our medicine was. And
Okay.
you're here. And you seem really good at your job.
Quiz question before you move on or out of here, or if you have any more questions. I just got to ask first. I've never had a crew member with fur before. Do you get fleas?
I can get fleas, but I keep myself very well groomed.
Okay. All right, just double checking because I've been carrying around flea ointment for a really long time and I've never had to use it.
Well, that's handy.
It's gonna go off
Usually
soon,
I
I
just have
think.
to Usually I just have to pick out like every single one of them.
Oh,
Wow, they made an ointment for fleas.
that's tedious. But yeah, let me know soon if you get fleas, because again, that stuff's gonna go off soon.
Okay.
And she just immediately, like, as soon as that's wrapped up, she just autopilot is back to work, stocking the shelves and stuff.
Okay. I'm just going to silently step out.
Okay. Caleb, who you off to meet next?
The cook.
Oh god. You are witness to, as you sort of like, I think if you had a nose it would have guided you. But instead I think the chatter of some sort of like crewmen in their off time alerts you to this sort of like mess hall. And off to one corner of it there is just a kobold with a big old ladle stirring just a pot.
Kayla, absolutely oblivious to how creepy it is to just see a dude in robes floating down a staircase into the mess room. And it's just walking up to Slut, I believe his.
What? Yep. Slut the kobold.
I think from where he stood, he's gonna like see you coming and just immediately, like, the second you approach, before any words are even said, he just gives you a soup.
Your gesture is appreciated, small creature.
Hi.
However, I
Hello?
do not require food.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, yes. Greetings.
It stares at you.
Kalik stares back.
It's almost looking through you.
Kalik's gonna double down.
Roll me a D100.
$95.
You sense just this moment of this kobold just staring through you. You're both sort of like staring into each other's soul for a fucking second. It is just an intense battle, and then he just goes back to making soup.
So he mental note of this strange thing and then walks off.
And then Elle following in after.
Yeah.
It smells fucking nice down here. You've got a nose. And it's a good day to have it.
Okay. Oh, dude. When we walk up and approach,
He gives you the bowl of soup that he just handed to Kalig.
hi, are you the cook?
Pretty sure.
Awesome. I haven't had to cooked food or like properly cooked food in a while.
Eat.
I was kind of.
He's staring
I'm
at you.
waiting. I'm going to slurp the bowl. How good does it taste?
Hang on, let me check its like food quality. Oh shit, this is some of the finest soup you've ever had in your life, actually.
Is all going to be
Good
down.
soup. If not the
All right,
best
get
soup.
the bowl back.
You give the bowl back? Oh, that was a mistake. He gives you another bowl of soup.
You know, I'm going to keep this one with me. It's pretty
Okay,
good.
so
I'll have a spare.
He's got Gleam in the back of his head, who just dumps the entire bowl in his mouth.
He does things like Japanese chefs. If you clear your plate, they'll bring you another.
Great.
Yeah, have you like seen Fair Strength? They do like the whole tongue thing like cats and dogs. So
Ferrets when they have to eat really fast. Yeah, is there
wow,
anything else?
thanks.
You're
Yeah, I'm just going to take
welcome.
the extra bowl and drink it with me, and then I'm just going to go. Yeah, I'm going.
I guess all that's left from the original crew is Meryl, right?
Bess.
Oh, Bess, yes.
Meryl,
Alright,
Bess, and the
first.
new edition of Cheru.
Let's save
Haru.
Meryl for last. We'll go to Bess, then Cheru, and then yeah,
Who you heading to then?
Bess.
Okay. You find that the captain's cabin is flanked by a much smaller cabin, which is a sort of office. And that is where there is a real nice desk. And Bess is just sat behind it, sort of like organizing as you come in. And just like looks up and is like, "You're Kalig, right?
Yes.
Okie dokie, here's your salary." And she hands you 17 gold.
Of compensation?
Well, according to this, you've been technically a crew member for enough time to accrue yourself pay. So, congratulations, here's your paycheck. Don't spend it all on pipeweed.
Might I make a request?
What's that?
From here on, any payment I receive, send it to the Postal Guild. Have them distribute it to whoever needs it.
Oh, charity. Okay, I'll set that aside. That's rare in these parts. You know you're on a pirate ship, right?
you do righteous work, from what I have seen.
Sure, right, yeah.
You had interesting or boggling, even, devices with you.
Oh? Which ones?
It
Like-
resembled a metal rod, yet you held it aloft on your shoulder.
Oh. And she stands up and she's got these sort of like. She's got like a almost tool belt and attached with it just these 3 parts. And she starts taking them off and just locking them together. And until it just like, creates just like a rifle in her hands. It's just like, it's a gun. You know?
Gone.
Gunpowder, chemical reaction, explosion, propelled projectile. That's the science of it. Then you have to get a little bit more mathematical with the rest of the equations.
An intriguing tool of destruction. Why? You would need less than a quarter of men you equip them with these.
I mean,
I am
that was the big thing back in the day. The Empire of the Sea got its hands on guns, nearly conquered the whole dang thing.
and you must have no wars with such destructive weapons. Why would one ever need to use this?
Uh, if only. We have to use this for, well, for me it was redeeming my family's name. For other people it's just so they can live from day to day. And others have to use these kind of things to hunt monsters. The world is still not a safe place. And the way I see it, it's still ruled by greed and corruption.
Change that.
One bullet at a time.
I don't enjoy killing, but when it is done righteously, it becomes a chore like any other.
I don't think anyone on this crew enjoys killing, except for Meryl. Meryl might.
Where might I locate her?
Well, she's the High Elf. I believe we only have one High Elven crew member at the moment. I don't know that she's picked a quarters yet. I have asked everyone for that information so I can keep a list of tidy documentation here, but not everyone's told me yet.
Out of character, what is the composition of the 15 members we got from?
Roll 15 D100s.
Dude,
Oh
Honestly.
no, they're all goblins. You rolled
15.
weirdly.
No, for the most part, there's like some. But they're mostly human, as we tend to be very common and breed a lot.
Rabbit.
There are 2 wood elves who came aboard. A dwarf. And, wild card. Yeah, you've got an Aarakocra on board.
Another bird.
Eagle man.
Yeah.
Or eagle woman.
Eagle
Ooh.
woman, yes, you're right.
You hear a resounding slap when someone says, "Can I see your chicken breasts?"
Hey,
The beat of a ginormous wing slap.
Okay, I guess Gaelic is just gonna bid farewell.
She
Okay.
she nods. She takes that 17 gold and sets it aside, and as you leave. And not
Definitely
long.
not just gonna pocket the cash.
She ain't like that. But Elle, shortly after you enter,
yeah.
and Bess looks up at you, like got these sort of like spy glasses on, was just doing some reading. Is like
Looks up. Looks up.
looks up from her papers,
Okay.
and she's just like, Oh, right. You're Al, right?
Yep.
Is that short for anything?
Yes.
That's it. Doesn't explain.
Alrighty. And she just takes like conveniently placed 17 gold, and is like, "Here's your salary."
I was going to kind of like glare at the
Bitch.
coin specifically, and it's going to be like, "Do you have any slips?"
Slips of paper?
Gold slips.
No.
Oh, have those not been invented yet? Oh, you might be too primitive.
Gold coins versus gold slips.
Here's your 15 gold salary.
Katira doesn't know why, but she's suddenly really mad.
Really mad and sneezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
did
rat
that.
senses
Perfect.
tingling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she
Oh.
hands you a tidy
You're done.
15 gold.
Well, you have a gun like the Long Train did.
It's a pretty long gun, yeah.
Can I kind of like accurately describe the differences between Long Train's gun
Oh
and...
shit! I feel like this is gonna have to be a charisma check.
Okay. I have terrible charisma, but I rolled high. That's a 17.
She just like kind of listens in and is like, I believe you, but I'm not sure that kind of like a gun like that can exist, or at least exists here.
Air
I don't know
rifle.
that they've scienced that yet.
They haven't scienced that yet. Oh, okay. Well, he was the only one I knew that had a gun like that.
Wait, Fweep?
Yeah, when we
It went fweep.
and it could fire from really long away. Like he was the best sharpshooter I knew.
No, I went through some effort to make sure that this thing right here wasn't deafening. I can't imagine there being quiet guns. But yeah, just make sure not to die and don't spend all of that money in one place. L is short for what?
It's just L.
You.
L's not going to give their full name.
Leave.
Not yet. Can I have my 17? You missed 2 gold pieces. You said 17 at the start.
No, I think I said 15.
No, you said 17.
No, I'm pretty sure I said 15.
No, you said 17.
It gives you the 2 extra gold.
Get out
L.
of here.
I'll just walk out with the gold.
I'm looking for Meryl.
She's not too hard to find. But, she's just kind of like playing with a knife as you approach. She's just like, she's on the main deck, she's leaning against a railing, and she's just like spinning a knife on it.
Are you alright?
What's going on under those robes of yours? What's going on under those robes? Why are you hiding your face?
It makes things more agreeable.
I don't agree with it. I said I'd give up on secrecy. I'm living an honest life. Your face is lying to me right now.
You may not like the truth.
Well, truth is the only friend I ever really had died the other day. And I wasn't there to stab the person who did it. And now I'm just feeling like stabbing a lot of things. Show me your face before I stab it.
Stabbing me will not bring your friend back.
It'll make me feel better about the fact my friend's gone.
Will it?
Probably.
He just holds his... He just If he had organs to expose, he would do it right now. He just has his arms outstretched.
Ugh. No fun when they don't fight back. How am I supposed to enjoy killing you if you're not going to be like, no, don't kill me? Ugh. What's your deal
Know
anyway?
Yourself. I have been awakened to do right.
Cool, I get you. Great. My friend is dead, and now I get creepy cultist, the Arakocra and all those other guys, and a tiny rat creature. We sure have upgraded here.
My place here is not to serve as a substitute for your lost one.
Yeah, you're right.
Give my condolences for your loss. But you are processing it unhealthily.
I just was starting to find out who I was in this world again. I got given a second chance. And he was the only guy who really kind of saw me as, well, just a person. Really my only friend, my smoking buddy. And I thought, well, if I have one thing in this world that's telling me who I am right now, it's that friendship I have with him. And now I have to kill a lot of angels because of that. So, I guess kind of forgive me for not knowing how to process my emotions right now. I get angry a lot. That's who I am.
We learn through our mistakes, through our trials and tribulations. You will not always be like this.
Glean can't learn anything.
I'm sorry?
Like, Glean can't learn anything anymore.
Oh, damn.
Be surprised what lies beyond one life to another.
I'll never know. I'm gonna keep this one going for as long as those angels are alive.
Physiologically, you are immortal unless directly killed.
Yeah, and I'm not planning on dying until every single last one of those angels is.
You are unlike any high elf I have ever met. You were full of emotion.
I used to be a sea elf.
Kaelig internally just like, that's fucking awesome.
I think
I
this is an
understand.
upgrade.
I like the idea of Kaelig like speaking like all proper and stuff and like all this like wise sage stuff like externally, but then his internal monologue was like, no, this is fucking gas, bro.
Dude, this time is awesome. 400 years ago sucked in comparison. Wish to be alone.
I mean, it's not you or anything. I don't really have a lot to discuss. It's a yes, by the way.
Soon. Before he can finish his response, he just cuts himself off and just goes.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Till. And then she just goes back to playing with that knife again.
See how the fucking rat.
Yeah,
fares.
this is going. I feel this is going to go terribly. We're going to be either the best or the worst. So let's go.
Yeah, you approach like a couple minutes later, I guess. She's like smoking from a pipe now.
Hello.
Leave.
Okay.
Well, fine if you want to be like that.
Sorry, hi. Leave.
I think Al's just going to listen. I don't think Al's going to want to impress someone who doesn't want to talk.
God, bitch.
She's having a whole character arc right now.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to share her now.
Sharu has. You spend a couple like minutes looking around for him. He's got like a barrel tied to a rope that is just like flowing off the back of the ship, and he's. I guess you wouldn't notice, but he's aiming like a very intricate looking metal device, which you probably assume to be a gun, at it.
The device you hold.
He just like there was this moment he was sort of like really tensing up, but he just like he startles a bit as you sort of like float over and just like puts the gun away and it's like, oh sorry, sorry about that. This
Another one of these guns.
yeah, this one was named Cynthia. I think it's still named Cynthia. You used to be my brothers. But, my dad's gave it to me. Since I set out on this quest, and,
Two fathers.
Women doctors,
Okay, out of
two
character, I
fathers,
want
trans
Haley to
elves.
be
This is
We-
amazing.
We figured out how to breed without women.
That's why we let them be doctors.
I really want Kaylee to meet Amleth and learn of the two moms. I really want it out of character. I really need it to happen.
Holy shit!
Oh, there are no wonders to this time.
but no, he just like sort of like hands it out to you, and it's like, here, I've been sort of like trying to train with it. If you wanted to join me.
Okay. I think he's gonna. He has no idea how a gun works, so I think he's going to like just start fiddling around with it, not realizing what he's doing, and it might accidentally go off in his hand. I don't know.
Fuck, roll me a D100 real quick.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
14.
14? That's a really low number.
I'm sorry, where is this happening?
It's like at the back of the ship, behind the like steering wheel sort of like area. I don't know what you
You
call
know,
it.
Atira would be near there.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I rolled perception?
I wouldn't mind.
Oh, it's not good anyway. 12.
12. I'll say that you notice a conversation going on behind you. I think you're kind of like starstruck by owning, well, not owning a frigate, but captaining a frigate.
I'll own it one day. One day I'll convince Clink.
Ginger, do you shoot yourself or do you shoot Sharu?
Oh no,
Myself?
no.
Flip a coin. Flip a coin.
I
Oh.
imagine
Wait,
I
yeah,
imagine Caleb would look down the barrel.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. It's just like, okay, so is it like a projectile or?
And you just hit, wait, no. And, shit, what was Cynthia's damage again?
Was it 2d6
D6?
or 3d6?
You got 3 shots a turn, but I imagine Kalig's not going to shoot himself thrice.
Okay, so it's just gonna be d6 damage, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. That was max damage. I think I shoot my mask off.
Yeah. And I think that Cher immediately just takes the gun off of you. It's like, no. Sorry, I should have told you, point away from self.
I think at this point Tira would spin around at the sound of the gunshot.
He just kind of. I think Kaelig is kind of confused why you're not immediately panicking or scared.
What the hell's going on back here?
Appearance doesn't offend you?
Oh. Well, not in my order, no. The order I come from says that any life is to be cherished, no matter what, no matter the circumstance.
Is he? What is he? Is he Washer or Redemption?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would
You'd like to know whether ferret.
Whether it's a ferret or a rat.
No, he sort of he does that thing that paladins do, where he puts the really comforting arm on your shoulder and smiles at you,
Very bony shoulder.
and he's just like, all life is precious, my friend, even in undeath. So no, I'm not scared of you.
I like to imagine he puts an arm, doesn't realize how bony it is, and just like reflexively, it's like touching a cactus almost. He's like, oh.
Like, ah. But no, yeah, he's definitely taking the gun off you at that point.
Do you serve?
I can't really talk about it. I'm sorry. Just know that I'm no one's enemy.
Do you know who the Lord of Bones is?
What was it?
Do you know who the Lord of Bones is?
Does he know who the Lord of Bones is? He just sort of goes and sort of like nods and just like, well, only what's commonly said about him.
What does this time know of him?
Cruelty. But also just not much. It's hard to know anything about the gods of death when they're, well, the primary means of worshipping them is death. It doesn't leave a lot to record. We know that the Lord of Bones used to be very active at one point, but he's almost very secretive.
Has he waned in power?
If anything, he's grown. And yet he makes no plays amongst the gods. He strives for no territory. Seems to just be waiting.
For the end.
Maybe. Even still, though, to some he is the patron saint of undeath. And I suppose, if the undead need someone to look up to, I can hardly fault them. After all, most places do shun them. And I am very sorry to say that those traditions do exist in most places, my friend.
The mask exists for a reason.
I understand. If you ever feel nervous to walk alone, do call upon me.
This one understands.
He just gives you enough of those sort of like warm smiles. Also, lay on hands, full heal. Why not?
Ah! L.
He's a paladin. He can do that. Duh.
Goes and collects his mask, and then he's off.
Hey, Atira, can
Yes.
you help me learn how to shoot?
Yes, of course. Okay, like I think I want you to pay attention to this too. After witnessing that display.
While interesting, these implements of destruction are not my. They are
It's not-
beyond me.
It's still good to know how to use them. You never know.
And
You
to know
never
how
told
to not
me.
get hurt by them.
You never told me.
In fact, that's the primary reason to learn how to use them. So you don't get hurt by them.
He goes ahead and he hands you Cynthia.
Not
Rebuilt.
feel pain. Oh shit! I forgot. Wait a minute, William.
What's up?
I think
Didn't Mr. Witch and Mr. Light make some upgrades to Cynthia?
Yes, they did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh.
Atira's just gonna inspect Cynthia for a sec. Little trip down memory lane.
Looks like the same thing, unless you want to roll me a quick little perception check.
Make investigations as I'm inspecting it.
Yes, that makes a lot more sense.
16.
This gun just fired. So why are all 6 chambers full of bullets?
Oh my god, it's like Amlet's gun.
What the hell? Atira, open, like, unlashes the cylinder.
It just looks completely sort of like a normal cylinder.
Is there like an engraving anywhere on the gun?
Aside from the regular sort of like engravings, not really.
So I can't tell if this engraving is giving a tactical advantage whatsoever.
No, it definitely gave a tactical advantage because Glean died less when he had this gun.
That is so
Died
true.
less.
That is so true, though.
Yeah, when Cynthia blew up, it was kind of all downhill from there. He had a midlife crisis. Well, not really midlife, end of life crisis, multiple times.
Just like
Real.
a crisis.
So Atira's pretty new to magic. She pretty much only has like kind of what her naturally occurring magic is in her brain, so she doesn't fully understand that. So
But no, he sort of like gestures to the barrel that he has tied up in the water overboard. It's just like a target.
I gesture with Cynthia. Do you mind?
I don't mind. That's what the target is there for.
I give the cylinder a spin and flick it back in.
Okay.
I tried to do some revolver tricks with this.
Oh shit, you can do a performance, I guess.
All right. Oh, yeah, performance. It's 5. Fuck.
It's not
The
a more
whole crew
stylish
shoots herself.
performance.
But it's my first time.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I read this in a book once, and she tries doing some spins.
I saw
took
Glean do
Revolver
something like
Ocelot?
this.
12 shots.
This time I have 12 shots.
6
I
bullets.
count 6
More than
shots,
enough to kill
Jake
anything
Bro.
that moves.
I count 2 guns.
This is the single greatest handgun ever made.
I think we just punched like every single hole in our our reference ticket.
Yeah. Do we get a free Sunday?
Don't get me started on Metal Gear. It won't stop.
Oh yeah, you get a free Sunday. Woohoo!
Yippee!
It's tomorrow.
Is it hot fudge or like something kind of like icky, like pineapple?
No, I'm allowing you to live until Sunday.
Ah, okay.
Damn it. Alright, after botching that trick, I'm gonna take aim and fire at the barrel.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm in a little attack.
It's an 18.
Yeah, you hit the thing sort of like dead on.
Actually, it's a dirty 20, but still.
It's then you see the trick that's going on with this revolver as the chamber spins and bullet's still in it.
Amazing. I pop out the cylinder again, and I want to see if I can take the bullet out.
Yeah, you can take the bullet out.
I mean, can I inspect it?
Yeah, you can inspect it. It is, by the looks of things, a completely normal bullet.
Incredible. Feywild, something else, man.
That's Mr. Witch and Mr. Light for you. They saw Glean send that one back home, and they've thought to themselves that they had to outdo themselves.
I put the bullet back in, slap the cylinder in, and then I do the trick, the thing where I roll the cylinder on my arm.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna try to spin it one more time before
That's
I flip
so
it back
fucking
around.
cringe.
Before I flip it back around to Chiro.
Tara isn't going to live till Sunday.
Uh-oh.
What did you
Tara's
do?
not gonna
No,
live till Sunday.
No.
Uh-oh.
Did the gun explode?
Well, I'm just twirling it. But it's
What
an
did you
out
do?
one.
It twirls out of your hand.
Okay, so do you shoot yourself? Do you shoot Kaelig, or do you shoot Sheru?
I think for comedic effect, it'd be Kaelig.
It shoots my mask off again.
Yeah, shoot Kaelig again.
Yeah, shoot Kaelig. Okay, I need to get myself an unloaded one of these to practice on.
I'm not even gonna make you roll damage. I'm just gonna say that Sheru definitely lay on hands as you again.
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna hand the gun back to Jiro.
I do not feel pain.
Keep practicing. Do better than me.
I feel like I still don't know how to use this thing.
Okay. So, besides all the twirling, which is just me being fancy. So here, honestly, one sec. I'm gonna once again unclip the cylinder. I'm gonna look down the barrel through the action.
Oh.
I want to see if it's getting dirty from firing.
Not really.
Chiro, I think you have the easiest gun in the world to handle.
Wait, what?
This is literally the point and shooter. That's it.
I don't really get what that means.
So your parents enchanted it to have infinite ammo, and it doesn't get dirty and doesn't require maintenance. If I inspect the sheep, can I tell if this thing will ever even misfire?
You mean explode?
Yeah.
You can roll me an investigation.
17.
This shit is explode proof now.
Cheru, this is... Cheru, I do think this might be the greatest gun in the realm.
Oh, I should really definitely not have this, man.
What do you mean? It's yours.
Well, no, it's Glean's. I think if anyone has more of a right to it, it's honestly you.
I look at Kaelig after that show. I don't know.
Okay,
if that's true.
I mean, as his closest friends.
Right.
Would Olive got caught up by now?
Just 2 gunshots, oh, I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
3 after shooting the barrel too.
It's your brother. Here, let me show you.
I hold the gun up away from Al.
Let me get on the railing. No, I know how to use a gun.
Do you?
Yes, Longtrain taught me.
Who?
Longtrain. He's an Allen. He had a very cool gun. A lot quieter than yours.
I don't know. I can make mine pretty quiet if I want to.
Uh-huh. His ear goes like, wheep.
I watch this. I put the Ring of Silence on
Oh
Take
yeah.
Oh shit.
and take another shot.
Well, that's not the gun that's doing it. That's your magic ring.
But then I take the shot and then gesture to L. Like, see? I don't say anything because obviously they won't be able to hear me.
That's just cheating.
Take the ring off. Chiro, are you sure you're okay parting with this? It's your brother.
It is, but I don't necessarily feel worthy enough to carry this, and I think if I'm gonna aim it, all I'm gonna be able to think about is him, and I'm not gonna be able to shoot.
I'm going to gesture for the gun. I'm going to gesture for what was his name again? I'm sorry, my memory loss.
Jero?
Charu. Yes.
For what?
I'm just going to gesture because I have to stand on the railing. I don't think I'm tall enough to aim at the target with the railing.
Oh.
I'm just going to say is like, you'll always think a bit about your siblings,
I know
but you
it's-
can't let yourself be stuck. I'm going to like take it and I'm going to show him how to properly aim because I guess Ella would aim very basically, very by the book.
What do you mean you're just
Here,
taking the gun from me?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm taking the gun and I'm showing Shiryu how to shoot.
Fuck you.
And by
contest
like
that shit.
literally hands in hands.
Chiro wouldn't let you just take a gun from her hand.
All right, we want to do that shit. Sleight of hand, 25.
Shit, okay. Sleight of hand. 27.
holy shit.
With Hera, please. I'm just trying to show him how to use a gun.
I have plenty of guns to show him with that I would rather
Listen,
I'd
it's-
rather use than this one.
It's not that, it's just like aiming is fine for me on like other guns. It's not my first time shooting a gun. I just I
I'm gonna look
can't
at
with
Elle.
his.
Elle, we're kind of having a moment here.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I was going to get a look on their face like they're thinking of something. And they're just going to kind of like walk off.
Chiro, I need you to be absolutely certain that this is what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, Dad and Dad, they gave it to me, but it's not really ever been a combat that I'm okay with. I think it just sounded good for my own personal vengeance quest for a while.
Well, then let me tell you that I am honored and very grateful.
He wrote me letters from time to time, and he really did speak highly of you. In the end of his life, my brother, he was a happier person having known you.
Don't make a tear cry.
Wizard brew.
It's not the wizard brew. Don't make a tear cry. Well, I can't take this gun without giving you something in return. So here's what I'm gonna do. You still need to learn how to shoot. I'm gonna
Right.
take out one of my old flintlocks. I'm gonna hand it to Chiro. This is what I learned on. I think it's a good thing. I think it's good for you.
Thank you.
So the way this works, this is a single shot flintlock pistol.
Right.
You'll need you'll need to manually insert the powder and bullet every time after every time you shoot. So it's best to carry 2, at least. I pull out my other one.
Oh, okay. So carry 2, reload them plenty.
Make sure you only use it when you know that you have other options afterwards.
Gotcha. And with that, do you sort of like, we can just go like fade the training montage, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And during this training montage, Atira unloads Cynthia and practices twirling it.
Okay. But yeah, I
I'm gonna-
believe
if I'm gonna do Glean honor, I gotta do him justice.
I believe the stat block for Cynthia was that you could fire up to 2 shots a turn, and they did 1d6 plus piercing.
That sounds about
Yeah.
We'll say now that you can fire 3 shots per turn, and they do 1d6 plus piercing each.
Oh shit! You do that thing that the cowboy action shooters do, where you like are
Fan the
able
hammer.
to fan the. No, I know fanning the hammer, but you don't understand. 1 second.
This
He'll let me.
this puts Cynthia on par with Love and Hate. So
If only you had 3 hands.
if only. This puts Cynthia on par with Love and Hate, but with infinite ammo.
Holy shit, if Clink was a gun user, Clink could do this. The mage hand gun.
Oh my god! I'm
see,
gonna
the-
throw
the-
a gun to the mage hand one day.
See, I would love that, apart from the fact that Mage Hand specifically says you can't use it to attack.
It's not an
You're
attack
using-
to pull a trigger on a mechanism, is it?
That's true. The mage hand is not attacking. The gun is.
I don't think it would be able to aim. That would be the issue.
People don't kill people. Guns kill
Guns
people.
kill people.
Because they've
Actually, I think you'll find it was the bullet
made-
that killed him.
we made this joke right near the start when Clink was still a parrot that you were going to give Clink a gun to use with the Mage Hand.
Yeah, because I would have allowed it because I'm not a pussy.
Come full circle.
But yeah, the journey goes ever onwards. If you guys don't want to do anything else.
Clink would like to have a talk to Cheryl.
Okay, yeah. Like after a while, I
Um,
think you catch them sort of like heading down towards sort of like lower decks.
Cheryl, a word, please.
Oh yeah, of course.
Um,
You're Clink, right?
Yes, me Clink, me was friend of your brother.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I'm
I'm sorry
sorry
for
that we
yours.
had to meet earlier with me being, well, as drunk as I was.
That's okay. You can. Glean was good at getting drunk. Said he had powder that made him not drunk instantly. You should talk to her about that one later.
Oh yeah, I already did, actually.
Oh, good. She good doctor. She wasn't
Yeah.
confused when I became me again.
I don't really know what you mean, but I'm glad that you
Was-
found
was-
yourself.
Was a parrot at one point. It's fine. It was a thing. That's how I met your brother. He saved me from Cage.
Is this something that Glean wrote home about, actually?
What?
The whole, like, fucking Clink stuff?
Absolutely. Glean
Oh yeah,
loved
shit,
Clink.
I guess he would have known. I guess Sherry would know all of this, yeah.
It's like, yeah. So I found a bird at the market. It was swearing like a fucking sailor at the person that was holding it, and I got them to let it go, and then he shat on them, and then cast fireball. It was amazing.
But yeah, I think with that, like, he's just gonna sort of, like, smile a little warmly and be like, yeah, he wrote about you often. He
Ah,
was
he's
very
good.
proud of you.
I'm not sure why. I just do spell.
I think he said in one of his letters that ever since the market where he found you, he felt very sort of like protective of you. And he was happy to see when you found yourself again.
Yes, he was he was family. I wish I could have let him meet the other family we just recently met. He would have thought they were fun.
It's okay. There's still hope. There's still hope.
But enough of bringing up past that saddens both of us. You paladin?
Right? Yes, of course.
Me not sure about divine magics. Over past, I can't even remember how long, the crew have picked up a lot of weird things. None of us know divine magics to check them if they're actually safe. We have just been using them.
Of course. I
Um,
brought some incense in
any
case anything like this happened. If you need me to check on anything with you, I'll happily do so.
Well, yeah, it is all the weird thing, especially in the. I'm sure Glean wrote to you about Thieves' Den. We picked up a lot of strange things in there, and since my crown, sword, staff, and there are several other things we've picked up along the way. Strange teleport box that you saw us use to get back to surface.
That
We
did
don't,
feel
we
very
don't know if
wrong.
any. Yeah, we don't know if any of these things are actually like properly safe. We have just been assuming, and I don't know how to check for curse.
Of course, I mean, if you'd like, we can prepare a ritual space in the cargo hold, and we can see about. Well, I can sort of like see about finding out for you.
That would be very grateful. I'd be very grateful about that. I will make sure the captain knows, because the captain also has some little things we've picked up along the way. I think that you might want checked as well, just in case. I don't think anything is, but better safe.
For what it's worth, I've only ever divined an artifact once in my life, and it took a great toll out of me, so I won't be able to do all of them at once.
Well, then we need to think which one might be the most likely to be cursed. Then,
Of course, I'll go set up a ritual space, and you discuss with your captain whichever one you would like.
yes, I'll go find them.
All right, and with that, he heads below deck.
And Clink goes to find the captain.
I think Al is doing what I DM Sheeper about.
Yeah. That's all fine. Don't worry about that. Captain Atir, where are you about?
Would I still be trading with Chero at this point, you think?
No, he just ran into Cherry on the way down.
Oh, right. Oops. My bad. I imagine I'd be probably
Are you curious about what Al was doing?
not particularly. I feel like Atira doesn't think about L too much.
Rat.
Rat. I imagine Atira's poring over a map, like double checking headings and stuff.
Oh yeah, you don't have your navigator anymore.
So now Atira's got to do it.
I'm sure Bess has had to sort of like help with a little bit of this, being the sort of like desk person of the crew.
Imagine Bess and Atira like in, I guess, my quarters, but like before like the actual sleeping part of it. Like there's that, usually captain's quarters have like that big table with the map.
Yeah. Standard.
So, typical, like we're talking, pointing out stuff on the map. She got leaning on both hands on the table.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Clink, that's what you would find coming in here.
Yeah, Captain, I was looking for you.
Hey, Clink, what you need?
Wanted to talk to you about the weird things we've picked up so far.
You have to be more
Um,
specific.
Artifacts.
Ah,
We've picked up a lot of weird things, and me kind of realizing that a lot of these might be bad. A sword that cut through reality, a box that transmits everything that's it's touching, a crown that summons the dead.
that'll
Me
do for now.
thinking
That'll do for
I'm
now, Bess.
concerned about curses.
That'll do for now, Bess.
Bess just nods and heads back to her office.
I see her like walks to the door, closes it, locks it behind her. Right, right. We do have a lot to comb through with that, don't we?
Yes, we spoke to Cheru, who said he can actually like try and divine curses, but takes toll on him, so can only really do one at a time. So I thought I would have a chat with you, see which ones we think might be the most likely to be cast.
We don't have
We-
endless weapon, right?
You
No,
do not.
and this still has that because that's how we got the message from last week.
Right. It's got to be one of our blades then.
Yes, we well, altogether, I know that I've picked up the big staff. I've used a lot. We have the shadow sword. I still have not. It has not really given a name, and I have not really named it. I've just been thinking of it as shadowy sword. We have the weird teleport box. We have the crown that I got from Santa. Maybe. We have sword the sword that you found, dagger.
She was gonna take out the dagger and kind of look at it. It still hasn't spoken to me at all.
Yes, it's this is why I'm concerned because I mean my sword does not talk to me much unless I actively talk. That's why it was strange when we had the message last week. Well, recently with letting us know Andrith was still around. That was the first time they ever spoke to me before I spoke to them. Other than when we first found it. But yeah, we want to be safe. I don't want these things to go off poorly in the middle of big angel fight.
Agreed. However, these things have proven to be very effective in fighting angels.
Yes, but I'm concerned about what if they are cursed. What is the effect? Because they might be really useful, but what happens if we accidentally discover the trigger for curse? Will staff explode with every fireball I have ever cast?
Point.
Will sword rip through reality and take everything around with it? We just want to make sure we are not going to end badly.
Right, right. Go get your. We'll try one.
He down in lower deck. He's setting up ritual space.
Oh, okay. We'll go to him then. Mosey on down.
You guys head on down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You smell the incense immediately. Like, there's a lot of empty space here because this place was packed in a hurry. And there is just a ritual circle drawn, and Cheru is sat cross-legged and just like looking up as you come in, and just like, Oh, welcome. Did you choose an item?
Clink. I think because my dagger hasn't spoken, it may know the least about it.
Yes, it's probably best to at least find out something.
Especially
least-
since
yeah,
that lady gave it to us, but for basically free with no strings attached.
Yes.
We're gonna use my dagger.
All right. And
Be
He-
warned. We think it's sentient. So, just be aware.
he holds out his open palms facing upwards in front of him.
I take the recall dagger and press it into his hand.
And with that, his eyes just roll back white and the dagger just starts floating. And it takes a second and he just goes, I have a vision of myself, a warforged. One who doesn't know his place in this world. I have a vision of this dagger being purchased from me. Purchased by a liar. And now I am the liar. One who has 100 faces, but one without a name.
That's about right. From what we know of her.
This dagger has traveled far and wide. It has found the flesh of deities and monsters alike, and hundreds of men. No, thousands. In my mind, the dagger is red. There's so much blood. But more. The essence of death itself on this blade. More still, I see. The years pass by. The figure lives in solitude and then one day sends this dagger to a family member. In my mind's eye, I'm now a woman who's inherited their father's blade. And I too have 100 faces. But that's all I see. The dagger simply obeys in all of these visions. Every command, every target it seeks. Multiple times it's been told that it belongs to different people, and multiple times it obeys and flies right into their hands. Multiple times it's been told to seek their hearts, and multiple times it goes straight for it. And then I see the dagger is handed to Captain Atira. And with that, the dagger just falls back into his palms and his eyes go normal again. There is no voice to this blade, just obedience.
I take it back and hold it.
That explains why it never talked to you.
Did that vision at all imply that I'm the current master of this blade? Or that I just hold it?
It seems you're the current master of this blade.
Well, good, as long as nobody from across the world can tell it to seek my heart.
No, nothing of the sort. I think with something like this, the range can't be more than a mile. And it can only listen to commands, I believe, verbally.
Oh, I definitely didn't say anything last time I used it.
Oh no, the homing effect isn't, but if you were to give it any other commands.
I meant the like, smite stuff.
Oh yeah, no, that again, that stuff doesn't need commands, but the dagger can follow commands.
Okay.
Dance for me.
I'm gonna hold it up very lightly in my hand.
Mhm.
Stay.
Okay.
And I'm going to lower my hand.
It stays flowing.
Very interesting. I take it back and sheath it.
Okay. And then Sheru stands extinguishing the incense and is like, I gotta go have a lie down.
Of course. Thank you.
I feel like I just lived 3 lives.
I can imagine.
I'm glad I didn't get to yours in that vision. No offense.
None taken.
And he goes off to rest.
We will leave him to rest.
Mhm.
Well, it's a good thing we got a few days of travel, so we can kind of get through these one by one.
Yeah. Although seeing what you just did has given me an idea. Place it near the ground a moment and tell it to stay again.
Okay. Stay.
Now try standing on it.
No, I'm sorry. Okay. Atira tries to stand on it.
It's a small blade.
Daggers can get pretty long.
Not true.
And Atira is an acrobat, so should have balance.
True. Shaper, does it stay floating as I stand on it?
Can I get a wisdom save?
Oh no. Oop, cock die. Which sucks because that cock die would have been a nat 20. 11.
11?
Yep.
Atira, the incense in the room, the residual magic circle, and what you're doing with this dagger unlocks a memory within it. You're on the deck of a, was it a bireme or a trireme? Ginger.
What's up?
What was Kraken's Bane? Bireme or
Kraken's
trireme?
Bane. It was a Hecatoncheires, which was basically 2 triremes bridged together.
Yeah. It is a classic Greek ship, essentially.
Yeah.
You are stood by a turtle. You know his name. Of course you do.
Yeah.
It's Tortilla Shelby.
Tortilla Shelby.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, he really isn't.
I
And
love
another man
The Shelby.
who is, without a doubt, Derby Berg, the pirate himself. And you're not currently you. You're someone named Robin. And you're trying the exact same thing. And as you sort of like try and like ride on this dagger to sort of like float and fly, it just kind of like can't support your weight and starts sinking down. And in that moment you flash back to the present and it just sort of like sinks down.
Out of character. Cheery, did you know about this?
No. I was thinking the old the Oblivion glitch with the paintbrushes. You could put a paintbrush down, then step on it because it had like no physics. I was thinking that you could use it as a ladder.
See, I was gonna think about in Devil May Cry 5, Nero can ride around on his rocking arm.
I mean, my other thing was, if you can stand on it, can you then command it to rise and kind of like slowly lift yourself up to a window, for example?
Just
Incredibly useful for a rogue.
It'd be really funny to turn me even more into a Devil May Cry character.
Also, as soon as you mentioned the person with 100 face, I was like, Wasn't this I couldn't remember now. I'm like, I know that someone has played a certain faceless character.
We love connected
Everything's
universes.
being tied together. Everything's connected.
But no, you're not
And
the
then you
first
brought
person
the
who tried those tricks.
You brought a fucking tortilla.
Back in the
Hello,
day,
I'm
I
a
tried
communist.
giving that dagger a lot of commands.
Yep.
And Ginger got
Fetch me some
tired
soup.
of me doing it around about the point where I tried to use it to float.
I'm glad that I'm on the same wavelength as Sheepa. Oh god, I'm on the same wavelength as Sheepa. Fuck.
But yeah, for a
Wow.
brief second, you saw the pirate Derbyberg's face. He looked like a younger man, but still very sort of like middle-aged, to be sure. And he looked nothing like the traditional legends sort of like say he is. He's sort of a very sort of like traditional pirate in the legends that are told, but in this flashback, he kind of looked just like a scoundrel.
Scoundrel. So, Derbyberg is a famous pirate.
Yep.
Does Satira know anything about him?
Aside from the legends, that every single time he has faced a ship, he has either sunk it or assimilated it. He commands one of the biggest ships ever known to man. And the more he conquers, the more his ship grows. And as far as you're aware as well, the legend says that he does not leave the ocean.
Okay.
And you see Clink staring at the dagger, just shaking your head, going, "Oh, such a shame. That would have been cool."
Like, I think I just saw someone's memory.
It would make sense with residual ritual that Cheru just had. It seemed that they were seeing memories of people that own the dagger.
Huh.
I guess whatever you did was the thing that the dagger remembered.
Yeah.
Insofar as dagger can remember.
Seems like it.
Kind of sad I wasn't the first person to think of using dagger as floating device.
You might have been in this world.
Oh well. Well, next time we I suppose next the scariest of all the things that I've managed to find was my sword. The one that's scared of being seen. So I'll have to make sure we wrap it well, so it's not actually visible. And we might need to just make sure things are a little bit safer, just in case. It might not like being looked at in terms of like divining curses. I don't think it would be the sword that's the problem. If anything, me thinking either crown of, frozen king, or this weird box that keeps sending us notes. But out of all the three things, I think the one that's the least, the one that's the most likely to cause actual physical harm instantly, would be the one that has a sharp edge.
True. Don't need to will a blade to cut something necessarily.
I mean, luckily I don't use it to attack most of the time. I just use it to jump through the realities and then jump out with a different weapon. But Still best be safe.
Out of character. Oh my god! I want this to. I want us to use it on Eclipse. I need
would
to
be
see how
crazy.
that's like.
Well,
Use what in Eclipse?
I'm
True.
assuming the detect curse thing.
Oh god. Oh god.
Please don't
This
make
kills
Cheru
the
explode.
true.
did not kill Chiru after all this character work.
No, at least not until after he's like tried to bring back Glean and Glean has said, "Now I'm fine, bro."
Unnamed Glean wishes not to return.
Glean
I
is
am
at
Glean.
peace.
I am Glean. I speak for my tree.
Glean rests in peace.
Well,
But I
question
guess
for
at that
tomorrow.
point it's head off to food and rest, and
Yeah, let's go see what Slut makes.
I'm going to take a stab in the dark. I think he might have made soup.
Hey, at least-
Oh, you're gonna be surprised.
at least he upgraded from bread.
Yes, but bread and soup are really good. Why has he not realized he can make them both at the same time and it would be really good?
Hey, he managed to teach himself how to make soup on his own volition. Maybe he'll figure it out one day.
Yeah, he probably accidentally dropped some bread in the soup and try and put his hand in there to grab it and then go, "My taste delicious."
We should probably go make sure
Yes.
he didn't eat his hand.
As you guys are heading up to the mess hall, there's actually kind of a solemn atmosphere. And it seems for the most part that like it's pretty late evening now. I'll say the sun's gone down. That like even the lighting seems a bit somber. It seems like someone has made a memorial.
I'm gonna go inspect it.
I feel like it's not necessarily my place to describe this sort of work here.
Okay.
Other than to say that Slep has sort of like catered for this event and sort of like
It would be kind of like a three. I don't want to say pillar, but three different. Not headstone, because it wouldn't be made out of stone. It'd be out of material which you could find on a ship, which would probably be wood. So wooden like plaques, and it is there's some room left on it, but you can tell one is meant for kind of like the sea and a sword. The other is a druid with a tree, and then it's a frog. And then the third one, which is like an owl, and you see kind of like a drawing of a gun.
yeah. And it seems like a
There
lot
are
of crew
many.
members.
There's like a bit of incense. There's like cups around it for like people to drink, and also like like one for like offering to each of the memorials.
Yeah, I'll say that some of the crew members have been through and sort of like seen a memorial, and they've sort of like taken off their caps and they've left like a offering of like a couple silver when they could. Yeah, it seems to be just like a memorial for the fallen. Even like you catch like Slep just putting a bit of like bread into one of them. I think we said there was a bottle of wizard brew on there as well, right?
Yes.
Blood.
Did someone say Slep?
No, I said don't explode.
Don't open it.
Don't drink it. Not when we're at sea. You don't know where you can get teleported to.
Oh, so that's what it does.
But yeah, what are you all doing?
I think Elle's frustrated. Elle didn't want this to be somber. Elle wants this to more like, Day of the Dead, kind of like celebration of their life after they're dead. I think Churu's asleep. Elle doesn't know some of the crew members that well. I think Elle's first idea would be go ask Meryl if they were friends with the sword elf or the frog druid.
The Fruid, if you will.
Rude, if you will. I think the main problem with this being a memorial at sea is that, like, now that you have these 16 extra sailors, they're all traditional sailors and they're very sort of like superstitious.
Okay.
But no, I think with some coaxing, you managed to bring sort of like Meryl out to sort of like join you guys in the mess, and she's kind of just like smoking a pipe and also just probably like downing a drink at the same time.
Okay. This isn't what I was hoping for, but maybe I can help. Maybe people will take the lead after me. I'm going to touch Tara to just like, and I'll actually Tara and Meryl, because I think Meryl was told it was Glean that she were grieving about. So Elle's going to go up, stand up on the table, and Elle is going to list one of their favorite things about Long Train. And I'm going to say Long Train is the best sniper I've ever known. He could shoot a rabbit hidden in the snow at like 300 feet away.
I think Meryl just like raises her tankard and she's like, "Here's to your friend. I bet that mine would have tried to shoot that rabbit and his gun would have exploded." And she's just kind of like laughing to herself about that a little.
It's kind of like looking at the big crew, mostly Tara cleans expectedly.
Atira Atira stands up and raises her tankard. To Glean, the frog that got on all of our nerves constantly.
I think you catch
Created-
Sally off to one side nodding at that one.
Who created the most dangerous alcoholic brew in the history of this plane.
I think Elle realizes it's kind of sticking on getting. Elle's going to like go grab like a little soup and bread bowl and go and give it to Churu and bring Churu out as well, so Churu can be here.
Oh no, he is.
But Elle
He's
definitely
like,
knows
full
Churu.
pillow asleep.
Yeah, no, he's conked.
He's just like got off a 24-hour shift sleep. That is
Can I
like
still try to wake him up?
you need a miracle spell for that.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to wake him up.
He wrote that on the door. He said, "Nothing short of a miracle spell will wake me up."
What about 15 if I'm not counting any other modifiers on waking up?
This can't
No.
stop me. I don't know how to read.
No.
No, he is so asleep. Like, this is that got in from a really bad day, all my muscles hurt.
Oh, it's
I
like a
need
ferret
bedtime.
sleep. I was like, he's sleeping like a ferret. He's sleeping like one of us.
He hasn't even taken his armor off. He's just like face down. Like he's
Yeah.
got like an arm and a leg over the side of the bed. He's not even on it properly.
Honk Shua sleep on that thing.
I'm just going to set like one of the balls of wizard beer next to him.
Oh,
Oh god, no.
No.
Yeah,
Luckily, I think Gleam would have written to Chero about the cool beer he made.
actually, yes, he definitely would have done that.
Of course he did.
The
And Atira is continuing her toast. To the frog. To the grung. Who had a tree growing out of his head. To one of the best friends and crewmates anyone could ever ask for.
I think there is a round of here's.
Atira and then downs her drink.
I think Sally would probably go next, and she'd probably say about like how she wasn't sure about Glean when he first came aboard, but she was glad to have met him. And I don't think Meryl really gets up to speak at all during this. I think she's just kind of drinking. Bess has a couple like words about how he was a great marksman.
Once everyone's done saying their piece, Atira's gonna say one more thing. And then one more for Anlith. We don't know what happened to her. For all we know, she could still be out there, and if she is, we'll stop at nothing to bring her back. I don't care how many angels stand in our path. Every single one of them will go down. So we can bring Anlith home.
I don't think you guys even need to hear a here for that one. There's a lot of like nods in agreement around you.
So to the fallen, to friends, to those left behind, and to war. And then downs another tankard.
To war!
To war!
And during all this, Clink was just sat in the corner, just drinking the usual
I was
water.
gonna say,
not-
Kaelig is kind of just Blair Witching it in the corner.
Yeah, I like how you are you two sharing a corner or are you in opposite corners? Roll d4 for your corner.
I was just imagining all this fucking, like, all this toasting and all this grandstanding, and you're literally just looking into the corner.
This is good workmanship. I like how they've done the rivets. They didn't used to do this in my time.
Laminated wood.
I thought.
Laminated
what-
wood and women allowed to speak in public.
What other wonders await me in this brand new world?
This world around me is so.
At Fortnite, what other wonders await me in this world?
Yes, we also have weeks that we measure in twos.
Wah, wah.
Is it actually out of character? I realize this is actually something Elle would have done regardless, because Elle never got a chance to make a like ceremony or memorial to Long thing.
You have
Like
been
after that,
fighting
that was
an
like the
endless
end.
war.
Yeah, that was the end of the end times right there. After that,
But yeah, you guys
Yeah.
head to bed after this, I imagine? Unless there was anything else you wanted to do tonight?
Nah.
No,
It didn't-
There's anything else?
it didn't work as well as I thought it would, Atera, but I think it did pretty good. Oh, I wish True wasn't so asleep.
Kaelig locks himself in the broom closet.
Al, thanks for this.
You're welcome.
I raise the tankard toward them.
I raise my tankard as well.
So-
Probably, I don't drink, so it'd actually just be water because El personally doesn't drink.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And with that, the night passes. And as the sun is rising in the morning, Captain Etira, you are no doubt alerted early to this. Or rather, the crewman who alerted you about this, I guess, isn't alerting you early about this. It is apparently morning now. You just can't see because the sky here is near enough black.
Oh.
It takes a couple seconds to realize what you have sailed into, but you are overlooking the Great Botu Mountain, or what is left of it. Do any of you read the papers?
We have newsprint?
I imagine if it was anyone, it would be with Amlet gone, it would be Klinko or Terra.
So, for what it's worth to the viewers who don't know this, there's a little channel I use called News, and after every sort of like session, I put a little like news article out there of like goings on in the world. After Thieves' Den, and after they'd got to land and got like the newest sort of like supply of newspapers, it was wrote that the Great Mountain of Botu was struck by a meteorite.
It sure did.
Tira looks at it and goes, "Did I do that?"
Technically, it was Clink was the one trying to pilot the meteorites.
Oh yeah, you're right. Tira looks at Clink. Look what you did.
The
I'm
Khan's
sorry,
realm.
captaining a flying, falling piece of rock is kind of difficult when you've never done it before and you were a bird up until half an hour beforehand.
This is
What
the
did you do?
aftermath of a starfall.
Yes, and we were on it.
You were on it.
Yep. Killed a
Yes,
god
we
on
were
it.
piloting it. Well, as best as possible.
Yeah, we killed a god on it, and then it started falling.
You're actually
We
not.
didn't ate part of it. He was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You can eat gods? I never thought of that.
He
Oh,
crawled in its eye socket and ate some brain.
He was a very wise druid. I can see why you all respected him.
Oh yeah, you did do that. He did do that. God, that
He
freak.
did. He was weird.
Wait, do
What
I
you-
recognize this black sky, or is it's from the meteor and not
If you all
something
will.
else?
What you all initially made the mistake of thinking was the sun rising over the sea in the distance. You quickly adjust to the fact that you are seeing just a great fire atop a mountain, still burning. And it is just causing just a billowing cloud of smoke that is traveling for just miles in every direction. And it is still burning after all this time. It's been weeks. And the entire mountain is just ablaze in the distance.
Did I happen to know if this mountain was an active volcano?
I think all of you have heard of this place at one point or another. It was at one point in time one of the biggest sort of like problems for the world. The Khan's realm was exactly that. It was the realm of the Khan, and then it started expanding and everyone got a little bit scared, and then they all banded together to deal with that problem.
El
But the
has
mountain
no
itself
idea.
is the second biggest mountain in the whole world, and it has immense just sort of like cultural significance to the people who lived here. Like, it is believed that the like in the ancient times, the like god and king, because it's one of those sort of like times where he's sort of like an entwined role, or like a predetermined fate type role, would be born on this mountain, or like had been born or raised here. Like this was the place of a great palace in years past before it burned down, but then they still cherished for sort of like sight even still. Like this is a big deal of a place to the native peoples who lived here, and from the looks of things, no one is coming to help them.
Hmm. If we can make sure that we're safe, I can maybe help this. I'm just going to say this out of character. How wide is this mountain fire?
So it's worth mentioning that Thieves' Den was like, not Thieves' Den. The first island you ever went on, Alen Island, it was about 3 kilometers in every direction. It was very sort of like square shaped, right? So if you take a look at the share screen, you'll see that this is the mountain Botu around here.
Okay.
And let me just... Where is it now? Where is Alent Island? It's quite a lot smaller than I remember it being. I guess maybe that's the problem. There we go. Alent Island is about this big. So, it is probably safe to say it's about 10 kilometers.
What's that in miles?
Ooh.
Because someone didn't put kilometers on my descriptions thing. They put miles.
Yeah.
6.2.
No. Wait, why is that doing inches? When it says miles. Yeah, 6.2 miles.
Okay. Flint could probably put this fire out by walking about a mile inland.
A mile into the fire.
Not in. Is the entire island on fire, or is it just the top of the mountain?
It's not even just the top of the mountain. Most of the mountain is ablaze.
Because don't forget, I can create a snowstorm within, like, control the weather within 5 mile radius.
I'll take care of most of it.
Okay, it's only for an hour, granted, but I think, an hour's worth of snow might be enough to, like, at the very least, quell the fire down quite substantially.
If it snows fast enough, I can smother it.
I mean, I don't think we're fast enough to smother it if it's, like, across most of the island, but...
Do
it
we
would mean we'd have to, make port somewhere.
Cheap, is there a part of the island that's less on fire?
The north and southern bits do not appear to be on fire at all.
Okay.
It is just the mountain itself is ablaze.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna try to find a
Wait.
safer place to moor the ship.
do we even have time for this? Like,
We caused this. We should fix it.
I mean, I'm all for personal responsibility, especially from thieving bandits. But
Easy.
fine.
I mean,
I'm
this won't
politely
even take
disagreeing.
long. This won't even take long. I mean, it doesn't take long to walk for 1 mile. I can cast it
Oh.
and then leave.
Oh yeah, especially not with me around.
Besides, stretching your legs is a good thing.
You not stretch every morning when you wake up?
I'm not gonna dignify with that with a correction.
So, Captain Atira, miraculously in night, you are aware that you have passed through what is known as the debris field. This place had battles fought here at sea that was so lengthy and so costly that eventually the shipwrecks stacked on top of shipwrecks. And if you go below the waves here, you can just see towers of ships, essentially. And you have, in the night, unbeknownst to you, piloted through that without sort of like cutting up the hull too much. I'll say you're about here, and the choice is yours whether you want to sail to like the north or south of the island.
Let's sail to the northern part. We're closer.
Okay. It is, again, it's a little difficult to navigate with the fact that the sky is just near black here. As you sort of like get closer to land, it is great news, raining ash. And you see a port ahead, heavily congested. You can see ships pulling away from here, and they are almost so crowded with people trying to escape that it seems like the top deck of the ship is completely almost impassable. And you're moving into dock?
If there's an open dock.
There is like
It's-
plenty of open docks. But the second that you-
Metagaming. Sorry, you can go.
Oh no.
No, I'm talking about myself. 1 second. I just want to ask you for a question, but I want this to get done first.
as you're sort of like coming into port, there are what look like hundreds of refugees who are immediately crowding your ship.
All right, I'm gonna head to the gangplank.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be like, everyone, remain calm. We are not a evacuation ship. We're a relief ship.
We're here to
Ah.
put out the fire.
If you let us pass, you will not need to evacuate.
I thought we were pirates.
I don't need to know that.
Oh, okay.
But you've got a ship, you could get us out of here!
You will not need to leave your homes. You will not need to
There's
evacuate.
nothing left for us here!
You can rebuild.
As you're sort of like saying that, you can see like most of the island is just like blanketed in ash now.
Look at all the fertilizer you got.
It's worth mentioning that before an asteroid struck this place, it was one of the most exploited pieces of land in the world.
So, like, you dropped a nuke in a desert, basically.
You dropped a nuke in a piece of land that was being completely bullied by powerful neighbors. No one is coming to help these people.
That is why we're here.
I think when we leave, we need to tell them not to let anyone on the ship.
No, I think we just make sure that when we, I mean, I wouldn't even say dock. We just drop anchor off and we just
We are docked.
jump or swim.
Don't you have a? Thought you had a little boat. Did we not keep the little boat?
That
And
was on the other ship.
On the other ship. Okay. No, I'm talking about
Although,
the
to
little
be fair,
boat that
did-
we got.
I was gonna say, to be fair, this is a massive frigate. I'm guessing it's gonna have at least a couple of dinghies attached to it.
Okay.
At least
And
there
now
can be
for
one
my-
on the back for the Baron to escape if ever they needed to.
For my metagaming question, would Ranger's Natural Explorer count over at sea? Does it count as a form of wilderness?
Define.
Well, it says wilderness, and originally Rangers would have to pick favorite terrain. And let me double check. But now, since this is Ranger Revised, it's just wilderness. Let's see. Ranger.
I don't know what the skill does. I mean,
Okay, well, you heard me mention it before, but that's fine. When traveling in the wilderness for an hour or more, the group gains the following benefits. My ally and I are not slowed by difficult terrain and can't get lost except by magic. I'm alert to
Okay.
danger when doing something else, and I forage twice as much food.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, if that's a thing, I guess the sea is wilderness.
I'm trying
Or
to
is
find
it
like
wilderness? Because then technically your boat is like a small little settlement. In any case, what are you guys up to? Because the second that you've docked here, a lot of like really desperate eyes are now on your ship. A lot.
Clinky's gonna step up and go, I am Clink, ruler of Ran. I am here to help. Everyone, stay calm. I am going to put out the fires for you. Because it seems the people that have exploited you will not do this for you.
Gonna need a persuasion check.
Come on, be good. Come on, be good. Come on, be good. That was a roll of a 16. Come on, what was my business? That is the only P skill I don't have as a bonus. Okay, so it's plus 19.
Well, they're not attacking the boat. And they're not trying to crowd onto it right now.
Okay, so I'm trying to think. If we have landed, how far away would we be from the other edge of the fire? Is it possible to tell?
It looks about like on land, maybe half a day's travel until you're
To the
at
other-
the fire.
At the fire. So how far away would that be?
Like in miles or something.
Well, because Clink is trying to work out whether or not she can just like do the spell right here, right now, and cover all of the fire that needs to be covered.
No. It says you can affect area up to 5 miles, right?
5 mile radius, yeah.
If that's a 5 mile radius, then to affect 5 miles, you would have to be right at the center, I'm afraid.
No, that's diameter that you're thinking of. Radius is 5 miles from you all the way around you.
Okay, even still, definitely not here. At the fire's edge, maybe you'd be able to put like the cone down on top of it, but it's very hard to gauge from right where you are right now. Like you could see like from where you're at, you can see like a curvature of how the mountain has like melted on impact and is just sort of like curved at the back now. It is so hard to tell what the fucking geometry of this place is from the ground.
Yeah, the meteor hit so hard, the toupee of the man has flung up and forwards.
Yes.
I'm also really sad that Elle has lost the Marge hair.
The what?
look in the chat.
Why does it say Homer? How did that happen?
Oh, look at the island above your head.
It's just Marge Simpson's hair.
Viewers, if you back up earlier into the episode, you'll be able to see it. Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Homie. I thought I was me.
It's a ghoul.
It is as you're sort of like trying to persuade this crowd that there's just the ringing of like honestly a very soft bell, and you see this darkly dressed figure, just like all black. They have this very strange cowl which almost has like a bit of a tombstone sort of like effect on the top as it sort of like reaches all the way up and back and around, and they are just walking through the crowd with a censer swinging side to side, and they are just flanked on both sides by these just like incredibly armored dreadnoughts of guys. And this figure just stands before you, and only their like lower mouth is visible. And they're just like, order has not been lost here yet. No one will be leaving using this vessel. And she's addressing the crowd when she says that, not you, by the way. And she just like looks up at you. Her face is covered with some sort of like half mask. And she just looks right at Clink, because Clink was the one addressing the crowd. And she's like, greetings, leader of Ron. We have much to discuss, if you will come with me.
Who is she addressing with this?
Can I get a read on her?
Clink, she's addressing Clink. Like a read how?
I don't know. I just don't think I would immediately trust this figure. I just want to kind of like, you know, their intentions. I guess I can't tell much because there's only like the jaw. But yeah, like an insight check.
You can do a little insight check, but to answer your question, Aether, they are addressing Clink, not you.
Yeah, I heard you.
Well, Captain, I think we may have found the people in charge of this island, at least
Indeed.
for now. And they have helped us not get swarmed. I believe it is only fair for us to have a conversation with them,
Seemed
and then
to
we
be
can
very
see about
interested-
helping them.
Seem to be very interested. No.
Well, yes, I did just come out and just proclaim myself as ruler of an island.
Bet you did.
I got a 4 on
No.
insight.
It at least helped the crowd not immediately jump on our boat.
True. I'm gonna turn to the crew who are staying behind. Nobody comes aboard.
It's
Nobody.
then that you hear the woman speak, and she says, I will assure that none of these impoverished people dare to touch your vessel. For if one tries, the ash will be stained.
Atira is unable to stop the vengeful look in her eye.
Oh,
Ginger,
Oh,
you can
that's
go,
really
by the
dumb.
way, but it's okay, because we're going to be wrapping up in a sec here.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
You are led in, if you'll allow it to be.
Can I break off from the group a bit? I want to self-investigate this weird group more.
Of course, yeah.
Let me
But you guys are you're led to this great sort of like circular building. As you're sort of like led through town, it genuinely is like a nuke just hit this place. Like, there are people who are just like emaciated looking. There are just bodies everywhere being unattended. You hear crying just from all around, wailing, sort of just groaning. There's no real order here whatsoever. And as you're sort of like led to this circular building, you can see just more of these guards just outside of it and nowhere else. And we can leave it here for today then.
All right. I'm just
Okey-dokey.
going to note down in chat then. I got 26 on stealth. Do we want to do the Amlet hunt back, or do you want to do that for the start of next?
We'll do that at the start of next session. Okay. Alrighty, I'll see you all when we see you, because Ginger probably won't be here next week.
So, monster of the week, maybe.
Monster of the week, ho.
Adventures of the Monster Fighters Alliance.
Yes,
Whatever we call
nothing
them.
else. The abbreviation MFA is for nothing but that.
Nothing else.
Never
Bye,
show
everybody.
them. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.